Chronic wasting disease, sometimes called zombie deer disease, is a transmissible spongiform encephalopathy (TSE). Let's understand about the chronic wasting disease (CWD). It is also known as the deer zombie disease. Let's understand it is basically infect the deer. This is the deer, and basically this is the deer brain will lead to neurodegeneration. The nervous system will be damaged and lead to damage the neuron. This is also known as the deer zombie disease, caused by infection protein known as prion, PRPC, transmissible to other organisms easily, and the prion damaged the nervous system known as the neurodegeneration. It can be transmitted through meat, saliva, or feces. Even the new grow plant can infect these prion protein, and the vegetables can also lead to transmit this disease. Let's understand about it trigger from the lymphatic system. This is the lymphatic system. So the PRPC, a nucleation due to the nuclease activity, will lead to PRPSC, prion formation. It is infectious, and this prion formation will lead to basically the breakage, will lead to here again can be triggered, and in this way the elongation and conformation change, which that will lead to prion replication cycle. In this way the one prion will trigger the more other protein to elongation and breakage or exponential over time, and breakage into the multiple seeds. So remember, the elongation and breakage are exponential over time will lead to transmit into the central nervous system. Let's understand about the origin of protein-induced misfolding. This spontaneous induced an infection. Spontaneous and induced an infection will lead to origin of protein induced misfolding. This misfolding will lead to prion infectious and damaging protein. This protein will lead to damage the neuron. The neuronal alteration, the neuronal alteration will lead to cell communication and neuronal damage, and the neurodegeneration will occur. So the communication of the cell will impossible and will lead to trigger the behavior change. So the behavioral changes is disorientation and the confusion, memory loss or memory problem, and the personality will decrease if the infect to the human, but also the deer also. So the depression and anxiety will occur. The cytokine storm will lead to acute to chronic inflammation due to the basically mitochondrial damage, and the neuronal alteration will lead to cell communication and neuronal damage, and the neurodegeneration will basically trigger this chronic wasting disease, same like a COVID-19. Remember, we will discuss also about this reactive oxygen species and the reactive nitrogen species will lead to mitochondrial energy process will lead to damage, and in this the mitochondria will produce cytokine storm will lead to acute and chronic inflammation. On the other hand, the SARS-CoV-19 and COVID-2 SARS-CoV-2 infectious particle also trigger this same mechanism and this same complication, same disease. The common mechanism of action is prion level increase when SARS-CoV to increase, and the propagation increase, and the infectivity when increase will lead to origin of protein induced misfolding. The risk factor is loss of memory, impairment of memory, mad behavior, and 100% death possibility. So basically the prion level when increase will lead to trigger this infectious disease, and such SARS-CoV-2, and the propagation increase when the infectivity when increase. This is the cell. So let's understand the cellular mechanism of the neuron. This is the neuron cell membrane. This is a beta and gamma secretase enzyme will lead to APP to convert the A beta oligomer and the alpha synuclein protein will attached to form a prion, and this prion low density lipoprotein receptor which that attached, and in this way will lead to inside is the cascade of phosphorylation. The alpha nuclein induced fin activation will lead to fin activation to tau phosphorylation will occur, will lead to include receptor 5 will also receive this same, and in this way the calcium lambda channel lambda receptor will increase to calcium influx, and in this way the increase of the calcium will lead to excitotoxicity, while the tau phosphorylation will lead to neurotoxicity due to the basically fin. And on the other hand, the when these bind with the janus kinase pathway will lead to apoptosis and LRP receptor or L receptor via a L receptor. Summarization is that the contamination and infection, inflammation, autoimmune disorder, and depression in the human can also trigger the lymphatic system to prion activation. Due to the misfolding of protein will lead to expansion, and this expansion will go into the central nervous system. When go into the central nervous system, the expression of the symptom will arise. Remember, this is the major mechanism for this to understand better. And in this way, the central nervous system will affect, will lead to arise the symptom of this disease. So the expression of symptom, and in this way the transmission to human possibly through meat eating, plantation veggies, and the contamination, and the like viral disease infection it can transmit. So I hope you make sense about that. If you like my video, please make sure to subscribe, like, and share. Bye, see you in the next video.